a moment of silence for the characters, the personality of Aphrodite kids. Okay, 4 more chapters down. So, none of this audio was edited. I actually figured out, oh hey, yeah, I have a notepad app on my phone. I can fucking take notes, so take that, my forgetful fucking brain. So, it's painfully obvious that Leo killed his mother. I should not be laughing, but he mentions the shop fire, and then it's just painfully obvious that since he won't use his fire, that he killed his mother. Like, I'm not sure if this is supposed to be some big reveal, but using context clues, I was able to figure it out, but poor Leo. And he's actually going to try and tame a fire-breathing mechanical monster that only liked Beckendorf. Trying to keep the dogs from scattering my colored pencils. But, yeah. Just, Leo is something else, but he is still my favorite one of the bunch. Chiron, please quit being vague and just tell the poor amnesiac Jason what exactly is going on, because you clearly know what's going on. You clearly know what's going on. Just saying, oh, I took an oath, like, oaths are broken every fucking minute in this series, like, Jason's whole existence, broken oath. Valia's whole existence, broken oath. Percy's whole existence, broken oath. Oaths are breaking every minute in this series. Just tell Jason what the fuck's going on. So Zeus treated Jason's life as a baby. I would say he's worse than I thought, but I didn't have a high opinion of Zeus to begin with. Oh yeah, Hera's a bitch, no surprise there. Yeah, no surprise there, like, no. Hera, you're awful. Okay, Zeus and Hera should not be in charge of the Olympus. Let's just put that here. They're both horrible people. I'm all for a Hades uprising. King Hades and Queen Persephone, please. Those two need to be in control of everything. Like, I feel like Poseidon wouldn't take it as seriously as Hades would. So I think Hades needs to replace Zeus, please. It's not gonna fucking happen. But I think it's what needs to happen. Because we haven't even gone a whole year since the first great prophecy ended, and we're already in the midst of the second one. It's been, what? How many months? It hasn't even been a year, guys. It literally hasn't even been a year since the end of the last Olympian, and things have already gone to shit. I don't know what god it is. It's the god of sleep. But his kids are basically insomniacs. Can I get claimed by him? I wouldn't mind sleeping all the time. Still don't like Piper. Can I please just skip her chapters? At this point, I'm just reading my notes. Aw, don't worry, Piper. The campers of Half-Blood Hill are incredibly stupid. The last 2 people to portray them are remembered as heroes. So yeah, Piper, don't worry about possibly betraying them. Like, they're incredibly dumb. Like, yeah. Just do a really quick self-sacrifice at the end, and they'll remember you as a hero. Like, don't even worry about it. They have no sense of loyalty. Okay, Drew, please go jump off Olympus. Not that I like Piper, but Drew's a new level of annoyance. It takes the character development of Aphrodite kids down several levels. Selena may have been a traitor, but at least she had a personality apart from catty hot chick. So I'm kind of at this point where, okay, is my hatred for Drew gonna outweigh my just minor dislike of Piper? Because I really don't like Piper. I still don't like her. Like, she has not made much of an impression on me. But I think I might hate Drew a bit more, which I think is the point. I think Riordan made her purposely annoying so he'd like Piper better. But I still don't like Piper. And, okay, why are they wasting all these resources to find one fucking demigod? I I get it. Percy gave the villain of the last arc a knife, and somehow that saved the entire world. But seriously, the Hunters of Artemis probably have a better thing to do than hunt down Waterboy. Seriously, Percy, all you did was give the villain a knife. That could have gone really, really wrong. Like, how stupid are you? Like, seriously? You gave the villain a knife. Good job. Good job, Percy. Good job. Oh yeah, and this is when Jason gets the quest. I put, oh yes, give the amnesiac, clearly overpowered teen you've known one day a quest. Good job, Rachel. And everyone else agrees. I don't know. Chiron, couldn't you have just said Jason is a Zeus spawn? Are you vague for the sake of dramatics? Because honestly, no. Like, quit being dramatic. Just say what is... He's a kid of Zeus. We all know Zeus fucks everyone. Just tell them who... Just tell them it was Zeus. Like... Apollo, good boy. Grandma scared the shit out of him, and she scared the shit out of me by standing in my doorway. Apparently, I've been too loud. That was funny. Okay, then I put, how much farther can the Aphrodite kids fall? Dude, seriously, try harder? And I said, yes, Hephaestus' cabin is getting more development, because I love Hephaestus' cabin. Seriously, all their Pegasi are being used in the search for Percy? Guys, Annabeth, I know you want to find Percy, but quit wasting resources on Percy! Like, are they just gonna let Camp Half-Blood burn if it means, oh no, our golden boy's gone? Like, they're wasting so many resources on Percy fucking Jackson. Like, it's one demigod versus, like, 50. Like, why waste all the resources? That's what doesn't make sense to me. I like Percy, but I don't like that they're just... The world just stops the minute Percy Jackson goes missing, and it's honestly nonsensical. And I put, oh, shut up, Drew. Dumpster Girl is your sister. Because, yeah, it took literally the last minute of her chapter to make it clear that she is a child of Aphrodite. And if it wasn't already clear by the fact Aphrodite immediately took a major dislike to her, and all of her dislike of girly shit wasn't enough of a foreshadowing that she's going to be a different kind of Aphrodite. Like, can't we just have an Aphrodite chick that's just, that likes, that just has character other than either is a catty bitch or rejects it all entirely? Can we just meet somewhere in the middle? Like, what happened to the Aphrodite kid's personality in this book? Like, personality! There may have only been one of you bitches last arc, but she had a personality! Please! If I have to spend at least 2 chapters every 6 chapters in your cabin, get a personality! If I have to suffer through this entire book with Piper's POV every 4 chapters, for 2 chapters, get a personality! 'Cause this is gonna drive me nuts. And I wasn't expecting to rip so hard into this. Like, I was expecting this series to all just be praising it and praising it. But this bugs me, because if you take the personality of the Aphrodite campers, what little they had in the first series to now, it's a huge downgrade, and I fucking hate it. So yeah, I'm gonna go before I can really blow out my voice and lose like 400 subscribers. But I don't like how they're doing Aphrodite kids, and I can't put cohesive sentences together to tell you why, but I hate it. Is it working? Yes, I've never actually used a webcam on this laptop. Yay. So, this is the next day. I've calmed down, and I kind of can actually articulate what the fuck I meant. by I'm disappointed in the characterization of Aphrodite kids. Ignore all that going up there. My room's a mess. Uh, so, because I literally, if Apollo or Oakley has something, I just toss it above my head and I forget to take it in and put it where it belongs. So basically, what I meant was, I don't like how the Aphrodite kids are coming off. They at least had a character in the first arc that went above just catty, typical, hot, popular mean girl trope. And it's a trope that I have problems with, because it's girls in media typically have a handful of representations, and it hasn't really changed all that much. They're not like other girls trope. They're tomboys who despise all girly things, or they're girly, or they're the geeky girls with glasses, or they're the dumb blonde cheerleaders. So you don't get a whole lot of variety with female characters in media. And this is sort of where I have a problem, because the first series had such good, strong female characters. We had Annabeth, we had Clarice, we had Thalia, we had Zoe, we had Bianca. Well, does Bianca really exist long enough in the story to be a strong female character? Selena, to an extent. We had those good female characters in the first series, and I feel like going into this book, it just is a step down from what the first series was. I'm holding out hope Piper will get better, and I know there are other females in this arc, like Hazel and Raina, so I'm holding out hope that one of them would be what I'm looking for. Because it's not often you see in media for kids good female characters that are actually relatable, actually have an arc. It is so, so rare. For even in young adult and teen media, it's still very, very rare to find good female characters, and this is the kind of shit I would have loved to read as a teenager or as a younger kid, and I regret not picking this up before my 20s. But I can more articulate what I mean is, it just comes off wrong, because I cannot see the Aphrodite kids in this book being willing to fight in a battle. Because say what you want about Aphrodite kids, they were at least willing to fight in the Battle of Manhattan when Ares was sitting on their asses at camp. Like, I think that says more about their character, that they're not just pretty faces. And I would think if I were the child of Aphrodite, and that was the one thing people saw about me, and I think most of you would agree, that it would get annoying after a while, because people aren't just one character trait, and so far throughout this entire book that she's existed, Drew has come off very one note, and the Aphrodite kids sort of follow her lead. So that's basically where I was going with that. I just couldn't articulate my thoughts, and yes, I currently have a mullet. My hair is growing out. I have had short hair for over a decade, and I cannot make it grow any faster, and so it looks awful. It's got half of the old color in it. I get my hair is bad. But, that's where I'm coming from here, is there isn't a whole lot of good female characters in fiction, and going from the first series, which had great female characters, to this, it's a step down, and I don't know what, I get where Riordan was coming from, because he obviously goes in knowing, Piper's the daughter of Aphrodite, so he wanted there to be conflict and a contrast between Piper and the other Aphrodite kids, but that should not make the overall characterization of the Aphrodite kids suffer. And here's the thing. The only cabins that really got a whole lot of development in the first series were Percy, so Poseidon, Hermes, Athena, and to an extent Ares. So whatever little other things they got, Apollo did get a decent amount in the battle in the Last Olympian. I almost said Battle of the Labyrinth. My brain is still not completely there, but most of everything else, like, you only see bits and pieces of this cabin or that cabin. We barely saw the Hephaestus cabin, other than passing mentions about Beckendorf. Like, you have the opportunity to build up a lot of these cabins from the ground up, and that should also tie into their characterization in the last series. It's sort of the problem with writing ongoing series is sometimes things get lost, or sometimes you had an idea in the beginning and you have find an idea that fits better. But still, so far, Hephaestus's cabin is getting a lot of good character development, which I absolutely love. And it's a cabin that you have an opportunity to build from the ground up in this series, because there wasn't a whole lot about Hephaestus' cabin in the main series. They're the ones who make weapons, they are the ones in the forges, like, there isn't a whole lot in that book other than Beckendorf, and I just looking at how both series is, what I'm getting is both Hephaestus and Aphrodite had about the same amount of character development in the last series, and just to see how much further in just the couple of chapters Leo has had, I think at this point he's only had 2 or 4 chapters, just, well, 2 chapters of his in camp at the point I've read to. It took 2 chapters for, um, in camp for me to get sort of like the culture and how the dynamics of these campers work. Meanwhile, Piper has had twice that. She has had 4 up to the point I've read. I've read up to chapter 10, which is her, which the last 2 chapters have been her. My next one is Leo. Uh, again, so I haven't gotten a whole lot, and of course, she is only claimed at the end of that part, but between that chapter 10, where they're at the campfire, and the chapter where they arrive at camp, and the beginning of Jason's chapter where Drew is taking him to the big house, it just sort of left a bad taste in my mouth, because so far, Drew is the only named Aphrodite kid, and everyone else is following her lead as head counselor. And I just sort of think that it just doesn't sit right with me. And I hope it gets better, but I'm not holding my hopes up high. Because I may not like Piper, but I like Drew a lot less. Because she's a big step down. So, sorry, gonna tack this on at the end, or tack it on at the beginning. So, yeah, bye. Oh god, my glasses just. You can see the reflection of my computer screen. That's why it looks weird. Oh god.